When you have $118,000 to drop on an SUV, I think you would want a very powerful engine, and I think you would want something that looks, well, super cool and unique. This Defender with the 5-liter V8 ticks those boxes today. We're gonna drive this vehicle for the first time. I've only driven it maybe about 1.5 miles to my local park where there's a huge bulldozer in front of me. So let's start off with getting under the hood and talking about this masterpiece of a powertrain. Hood latch here. Beautiful hood with the, you know, like that diamond plated steel replica there on the hood. Okay, how do we do this? Do I have to do it twice? No, maybe. Underneath the hood, 5-liter supercharged direct injected V8, 518 horsepower and 461 pound-feet of torque, made it exclusively to an 8-speed auto, almost like a true 4x4. It's not body on frame, but this thing is going to off-road with the best of them, as many of you guys will know. We're not going to take her off-road. We're going to keep her on-road. We're going to be civilized. On-road is the only way you can really appreciate this 5-liter V8. Big Defender lettering up front. This is the, I'm going to butcher the name, but it's like the Carpathian edition, which gives us, well, some unique bits and bobs. I mean, this matte paint color is a part of that. Now this has 20-inch wheels. You can get this optional 22s. You see like the air intake here on the side is awesome. Of course, we have a 360 camera. We'll play with the cameras here in a little bit. I forgot to cover the cameras later in the video, but yeah, you got lots of different camera angles, also lots of sensors around the vehicle. So I don't think you're gonna have any problems on and off-road. I mean, here's the more, I mean, yes, you have a center locking diff and a rear locking diff, by the way. And yeah, you got towing cameras. So you got so much stuff to play with here. It's a big toy. So this is the tiny wheelbase. This thing is so tall and so short. It's absolutely adorable. Now, it's not exactly small, even though it only has a 101.9-inch wheelbase or so. This 90 two-door. You can get this Carpathian or whatever 5-liter V8, the 525. You can get it with 4 doors. You can get it in the 110, I believe, as well. I wouldn't be surprised if you can get the 5-liter V8 also in the 130. All right, but this one is the most charming Defender that I've driven. I don't like these running boards, I'll just say that. I mean, if you're doing any sort of off-roading, you would replace those steps with some actual sliders, but this thing's pretty darn cool. We're gonna get to the back. Huge tire in the back, quad tip exhaust, very similar to the Jeep with a 6.2-liter V8, or the 6.4-liter V8, because it doesn't have the Hellcat engine in it. So you want to open this up. It swings with the tire. Pretty heavy door, but it is assisted with that shock. I want to say there's something like 16 cubic feet of cargo in here, just kind of like this tactical tonneau cover here, nothing crazy. But we do have all-weather mat here, and then underneath, if I pull this up, you have a little jack with a Land Rover logo underneath. You also have this hidden, it's pretty hidden, this 12-volt accessory power. And then of course I could fold down the seats here. I will, ooh, it's 40-20-40, but you can detach that or attach it to make it a 60-40 rear seat. I will take my kids to school on this, as you guys will find out. I mean, this doesn't exactly fit flat, but I will take my kids to school on this. They're gonna absolutely love being picked up by such a unique vehicle this week. Oh, what do we have here? Oh, this is the adaptive suspension. Yes, it has ride height control as well, and you can play with that if you're loading some things, if you want to lower the back end here. Got some recovery points, and that quad tip exhaust looks real nice. That door is heavy. It's such a unique, I mean, the only thing I can think of other than the Bronco 2 doors and let's say the Jeep Wrangler 2-door, this reminds me more of a Prado 2-door, which I don't believe they make the Prado. The J250 is what it is now, but they made the J150 a 2-door, and they've made other Land Cruiser Prados in the past 2-door. I just don't think they do it anymore. And so this vehicle's kind of hitting that lost art of a 2-door off-roader that isn't a Bronco or a Jeep. All right, so super big, heavy doors here. V8 there on the door sill, all weather mats. But how are we going to get into the back seat? Well, you have these buttons here. So let's go ahead and just let it do its thing. That's awfully slow. And then we flip this forward. Let's get in the back seat. Now, I like how these headrests fold down. Oh my God, they're so heavy. Did I mention this thing? Oh, the seatbelt's in the way. Okay, let's not break a seatbelt today. All right, that's keep that in mind. Move the seatbelts, and then close this door because I don't want to hear the dinging all day long. Not bad. Okay, so let's press this button here. Oh, okay. I have to hold it. No, I have to hold it. That's really weird because there's one touch for the forward button, and then I have to hold this button for the return portion. Okay, whatever. Anyways, I have a good amount of legroom in here, more than I was expecting. I love these windows. I love the panel roof, but these additional windows in here, huge back windows, just super cool. Big fan of this back seat. It's pretty comfortable. Like I said, good legroom. This is set up for me at 6'1". Look at all these climate control knobs back here too. A couple USB-Cs back here. I mean, I'm a happy camper. What happens if I press this? Oh, I have heated seats back here, so that's nice. Individual heated seats. Kids will be playing with this definitely when I pick them up from school. We also have vents back here. Not that you're really gonna need them because this vehicle is just so small on the inside. Do I have headroom? You better believe I have headroom. I have some speakers here, some Meridian speakers, and I'll have to test that here in a little bit, these speakers, because I remember the last Range Rover I was in, the speaker system was pretty disappointing. But let's see if I can. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to. Okay, at least it's one touch on the way forward. Now I got to get to the door handle, which is down here. There we go. We are free. Look at this. I can't just press it. What if I go back to memory seat 1? There we go, memory seat 1. That's the cheat code to get it back. All right, back to the front seat in front of the bulldozer. Well, we have a digital rearview mirror. If you guys are into that sort of thing. Fully digital cluster here. It is customizable. You can press the center button and play with the head-up display, which I think you can see it in the front scoop there. I really like this head-up display. It goes really high off the hood, and it's very bright and gives me the information I need. I like these paddle shifters too. Listen to this. That's real metal, my friends, not some tacked on plastic paddle shifters. The steering wheel is, well, this vehicle's got 7,400 miles on it. This steering wheel is suede. I already tell some wear here on this suede. I can't imagine what this suede would look like after 50,000 miles. Maybe it's not going to degrade anymore. That's a possibility. All right, heated steering wheel, cruise control, that sort of thing. The screen looks kind of small in here, but I like it. I have my Android Auto in here. It is wired. I don't know if there's a wireless Android Auto. I haven't been in this vehicle long enough. I'll fact check myself. Can confirm it's wireless. We have lots of apps in here to play with. I thought this one was interesting. Vehicle dimensions. It tells you your wheelbase, the length of the vehicle, the approach and departure angles. It's just unique. I'll just say that. I don't know what you would do with this information if you're off-roading, but it is cool. Okay, I just listened to some Mr. Brightside for a second. The audio system in here is really, really good. So I don't know what happened. I think I was in the Range Rover Sport where the audio system just like completely fell apart at any sort of volume, and the bass was terrible. At least in that short stint there, I didn't have that issue with the Meridian here in the Defender. Climate control here. I love these physical knobs. If you need to control the fan, you press that. If you want to control your drive modes, you do this sort of thing. We will do a 0 to 60 today. We'll put it into dynamic mode for that. But I wanted to show you what's going on here with the head-up display. There we go. The scoop is acting like a nice background. So different metrics show up. You can see the pitch and roll metrics there. So pretty cool depending on what kind of mode you're in. And when I was in dynamic mode, oh man, that sounds so freaking good. Oh my God. Okay, I better stop before I get kicked out of the park here. But yeah, you have like a tachometer, but it's not really a tachometer because it doesn't tell you the actual RPMs. It's kind of like a general gauge from low RPM to high RPM. A couple USB-Cs, 12 volt, lots of under storage there, cup holders, wireless charger. And then look at this, my friends. This is a real cool box. Look at this metal. And if I put my hand on it, it's ice cold. And you can see the moisture on my hands pretty much froze. Pretty cool. And it's only on the first setting. Like, this is a real chill box in here. And I should probably take my drag meter out because it might not turn on if it's too cold. So how about we take that out? And shall we get on the road with the Defender V8? I think so. All right, first thing I noticed putting it into drive there is that, well, this engine idles so smoothly, and that's what you expect from a big V8. It's actually not that big of an 8. It's pretty standard size V8 nowadays, 5-liter V8. You know, the Germans have a lot of 4-liter twin turbo V8s. The Americans, well, they have, you know, 5.3s all the way, I mean 5s even, all the way up to massive 6+ liter V8. So 5 liter is what we see in Lexus models, like the LC500. However, LC500 is mastercraft as that engine and setup is, it's not supercharged. And God bless America. Super soft suspension as we fly around there. It actually makes it more fun, right? When you feel like you're like flying around. So we're just gonna pull off to the side here. Man, did that sound better than I was expecting. I know V8s inherently just sound incredible. All right, where are the hazards here? All right, can I find the hazards? Oh, here we go. We'll just put this on until we have a clear path. I'm gonna get the old drag meter ready. God bless. Whoo, doggy. That's just, oh, that's just hammering from a stop. Holy cow. No gimmicks there to get this thing to be quick. 0 to 60 in 4.97 there. And 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 5.26. Okay, this looks like a good place for a 0 to 60. I think you guys would agree. Torque brake. Yeah, about the same. 4.85. It still says I'm slightly, got a slight slope there. 4.85 and 5.13 to 100 kilometers per hour. Let's get into the brakes here. Yeah, it does some weird stuff. It's nice smooth for the first initial, you know, hit of the brakes. And then it starts downshifting, and then it's a little bit more unpredictable. So not a perfect brake feel here, but it stops okay, I would say, for such a heavy SUV. And there's some pitch and dive going on more so here than I'm sure you would see in the longer wheelbase relatives to this. So it does feel a little bit more toy-like in that regard. I guess there was some engine start stop there, which I'm sure you can defeat. Yeah, there's a button right here for it. I didn't even know the engine turned off. One, because this engine idles so smooth, but Land Rover's done an amazing job with this Defender, making sure that the engine doesn't vibrate the car when it turns on and off. So really, really impressive there. How did I know it turned on? Well, I could kind of hear it, but I didn't feel the car or this vehicle. It's not, okay, you could call it a car. It's a unibody. It's, I'll just say it's an SUV. Yeah, it didn't shake the vehicle. So very smooth on and off, and it's not annoying. So I don't think I would turn this feature off. Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh. I don't know how you'd ever keep your foot out of this. I think the real takeaway here is that 0 to 60 in an off-roading vehicle under 5 seconds is quite remarkable. There's a little bit of supercharger whine, nothing crazy. It's not like a Hellcat where that supercharger whine competes with the engine and the exhaust for notes and for loudness. Here it's It's still pretty gentlemanly. Most of the noise is coming from the exhaust. Oh, it's just so beautiful. But we're gonna put it back into normal mode. Oh wait, wrong thing. You have to press this and then twist it. I don't want to be in eco. Let's just be in comfort mode, because this thing, well, let's talk about the comfort. What is the ride quality like? Well, now that we're in comfort, there's another Defender. I like that kind of mint green color. And mint green wheels too. This is a really soft ride, and you throw it in the turns and it's like, oh, doesn't like that. You can tell this vehicle is definitely tuned for comfort, luxury, and I would say probably off-roading as well. The fact that this has a V8 in it and it has so much straight line performance is pretty entertaining, because of the rest of it's not a well-rounded vehicle. All right, the engine is a showcase, the design is a showcase, the quirkiness is a showcase, and the rest for on-road mechanics here, it's really just taking a page out of luxury. Very comfortable. I'm glad I don't have the 22-inch wheels. That would make this, well, one, slower, I think, but it would also make it more ridiculous. And maybe that's what you're looking for. Maybe you're looking for the most ridiculous Defender you can get. So slap 22s on here and it'll make someone happy, I'm sure. But I don't think it's going to help with the strange braking in here, or the top heavy handling with over 5,300 pounds here on this. But with that being said, I would much rather throw this in the turns compared to a Wrangler. This just feels like a more secure vehicle than a Wrangler. The Bronco feels really, really good in the turns, but I haven't driven the two-door Bronco with a shorter wheelbase. I've only driven the four-door Bronco. So they are, it's cool to have competition in this segment. Too bad Lexus, well, they kind of, and Toyota, they kind of have with the new J250, but they don't have removable tops. They don't have that much unique flair to them, compared to the Broncos, the Wranglers, and the Defenders. Okay, they're very Toyota. They're in the mix, but they're not going to win in any sort of regard. People might, oh, is this an old Land Cruiser right here? Speak of the devil. You know, that's where they would win potentially, is reliability, but we know Toyota they don't make Land Cruisers like that anymore. Well, they kind of do, the 70 series, but they don't make them for America. They'd be hit with a chicken tax. And I think people would still shell out tons of money if you could buy a brand new old school Land Cruiser in today's market. But this thing is pretty cool, and I love that they kept a V8 in here as an option. That thing had 3 rows of seats, that old Land Cruiser. Yeah, that is a super cool vehicle, and there were actually people, like adults, in all 3 rows, so that was an interesting situation there. So the comfort, back to the comfort, it's a soft ride in here. Throwing this into the turns, we just got to hear that V8 again. Love this 8-speed auto. Frick yes. Oh man, long live the V8. V8s are just such a beautiful, strong, macho sound and a feel. And I love how, like, you know, this one's not turbocharged, supercharged, so it feels like it just keeps pulling harder the higher revs you get. I believe peak horsepower here, 518 horsepower, is at 6,000 RPM. It's just freaking awesome. So it has that rewarding crescendo as you get to Redline, which Redline is, it looks like it's about 6,400 RPM. Not quite as exciting as something like the LC500 with the naturally aspirated V8 that goes to 7,000. You have the Dark Horse's V8 that goes to about 7,000. Or should I say that, you know, the Mustang, oh, there's a Cybertruck over there. You guys will see it. That thing would smoke this in 0 to 60, but I just, you know, so you're going to do it in silence. This thing has so much character, so much excitement. There's not a lot of excitement in electric cars 0 to 60 other than just going stupid fast. It feels like a roller coaster. This feels traditional, like it just feels right. Oh man, no lag in power with that supercharger. And don't think you need to be in, you know, sport mode, or what do they call it, dynamic mode here, to get the potential of this V8. Now let's talk about highway noise. You get a lot of wind noise just from about everywhere, even though this doesn't have a removable top, and that's what kind of comes with very vertical glass. Now, I will say the Land Cruiser is a little bit quieter than this. I tested a 1958 Land Cruiser recently. I know that's about half the price of this vehicle, but that had wind noise, bad wind noise at about 75, 80 miles per hour. You have bad wind noise here at about 60 miles per hour, okay? Luckily, it's kind of all over the place. It's not just coming from this window. I feel like you hear it through the sunroof. It's not like a whistling effect, so it's not like air is seeping in. It's just kind of the wind buffeting from this blocky, non-aerodynamic shape going through space. It's just you're hitting a wall of air, and it's going to be loud as a result. But the comfort in here is fantastic, like I said. So there's a bit of a give and a take, and then you're going to have all the passing power. Oh my gosh, those downshifts are so good too. Oh man. Yeah, I'd be happy to take this for a road trip. You know, you're just going to turn your music on a road trip, and you're not going to be bothered by the wind noise anyways, because this Meridian sound system sounds superb in here. I will say this black interior is not my style. You get such a unique truck in this vehicle, but then you just go blacked out on the inside. I'd be getting the white interior or the like that saddle tan interior. Both I would take over this black, but that's just personal preference. Is this vehicle worth $118,000? Yeah, it is. What else? I mean, the Jeeps come close, right? The Jeep, what was it, the 392? The Rubicon 392s, they come close. You get more. I just realized my heated seat is on. I accidentally turned it on. You get a more rowdy V8 experience from that, but it doesn't feel as special as this. And this obviously costs more, but not that much more than a 392, if I remember correctly. This thing just looks so cool, so svelte, so sophisticated, very cute at the same time, even though it's just kind of a big brick. But the two-door effect here with the tire on the back is just classic off-road. Even though I would not be taking this $118,000 vehicle off-road, you know, you can do what you want with it when you spend this much money, but on-road presence is on another level. And I think I'm going to end it there. Are you guys impressed with this Land Rover Defender 90 with the 5-liter supercharged V8? I mean, I don't necessarily want to get out of this vehicle right now. I just kind of want to cruise around. You know, it's very pleasant even when you're not pushing it, and you know you kind of have that sex appeal all the time, even if it, you know, the symphony of the V8 is not pulsing through the quad tip exhaust. So yeah, you can drive this like a gentleman, but you can also drive it like an American maniac if you want to. Oh, this is a great vehicle. So I'll see you guys in the comments. Long live the two-door off-roaders, long live the V8, and long live a tire on the back. I'll see you guys in the comments. Have a great day. If you enjoyed the video, smash the like button and let me know what you think of this camera setup. If you would prefer to have the camera showing the MID and the tachometer, do you like that? Would you rather have that camera facing me? Do you want to watch me talk about the vehicle? Do you like where the drive camera is? I moved it just a little bit so it's more in perspective of the driver. If you guys like that, let me know. Yeah, so have a great day, guys. I'll spend the rest of this week driving this vehicle, and if you want to see more follow-up videos on this specific vehicle, let me know if you have any ideas. But I'm done, and we're gonna stop recording.